ये बातचीत तुम डिबेट में पढ़ो ना भाई कॉन्स्टिट्यूंट असेंबली के। तो इसीलिए सर उन्होंने सभी लोग इन्होंने विरोध किया, फिर भी ये शुक्र है कि जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने उसको 4 पार्ट में, सर आपको तो मालूम है ना हिंदू कोड बिल फिर 4 पार्ट में आया, 4 पार्ट में पास हुआ, वो पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी ने किया और आज हमारे महिलाओं को और हर सिटीजन को उसका लाभ मिल रहा है। तो मैं इतना ही कहता हूँ कि ये आरएसएस के लोग ये बाबा साहब का पुतला जलाए, गांधी जी का जलाए, नेहरू जी का जलाए, तो इसीलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि मैं तो पुरजोर तरीके से ये कहूँगा कि वो माफ़ी मांगे, अपना पद छोड़ दे, ताकि ये बता दे कि उन्होंने कितना अन्याय दलितों के ऊपर किया है और किस भाषा में किया है। उसके अलावा पंजाब में अंबेडकर की मूर्ति को तोड़ दिए, उसी तरह से यहाँ पर जो मूर्तियाँ सामने था उसको हटा के एक पीछे कर दिए, गांधी जी का भी पीछे कर दिए। अरे क्या मिलने वाला है आपको? सब ये मूर्तियां हटा कर तुमको क्या मिलने वाला है? तुम तो बनेंगे नहीं, लेकिन जो बना है, जो देश माना है, उसकी मूर्ति अगर है तो आपको क्या दर्द है? कोई भी क्या बोलते हैं कभी भी उठ के अंबेडकर की मूर्ति तुम, अरे वो तो 2 अप्रैल 1967 में कांग्रेस पार्टी ने लगाई थी वहां, तुम नहीं, हम उसके लिए लड़े थे। 62 में जब हमारे सर आपको मालूम है अपने जो पंजाब के स्पीकर थे हुकुम सिंह उस वक्त, और राधा कृष्णन वाइस में, उस वक्त वो लगी थी, इनके वक्त नहीं है। इसीलिए मैं कहना चाहता हूं गड़बड़ में कुछ भी बोलने मत जाओ, जरा सुधार लो अपने आप को। जोश में आकर तुम होश खो लेते हो और अपनी बात भूल जाते हो, सत्यता क्या है इसके आगे पीछे ये नहीं देखते। तो इसीलिए मैं आखिरी में ज़्यादा और कुछ नहीं बोलता, क्योंकि अब समय भी खत्म होते आ रहा। तुम उधर देख रहे हो, हमारे पीछे के लोग मेरे तरफ देख रहे हैं।
आपकी पार्टी का अब भी 23 मिनट बाकी है।
हाँ,
अब भी आपकी पार्टी का 23 मिनट बाकी है।
नहीं, आप इतने उदार हो, हाँ। टाइम को भी पाबंदी लगाते हैं। हमारे पार्टी को मैं जो गलती किया हूँ उनको क्यों सजा देते? हाँ, उनको जो देने का है दो मुझे। सर मैं मोदी जी के 10 झूठ बोलकर मेरे भाषण को खत्म कर दूं। एक, ये सत्य ही बोल रहा हूँ, सत्य के सिवाय कुछ नहीं बोलता। सर 2014 में बोले पहला जुमला, विदेश से काला धन आएगा, सबको 15 लाख मिलेगा। बोला या नहीं बोला? नहीं, उधर के लोग नहीं बोल रहे। सर दूसरा जुमला, हर साल 2 करोड़ नौकरियां देंगे। बोला या नहीं बोला? तीसरा जुमला, पेट्रोल डीजल की कीमत कम करूंगा। बोला या नहीं बोला? बोला। सर चौथा जुमला ये क्या है, 2022 से तक उन्होंने 2022 में बोला मैं गंगा पूरा क्लीन करूंगा, साफ करूंगा। इसके लिए वो तो साफ करने का गया, और तुम इतने लोग जाकर गंदगी किए, उसके और से और भी गंगा गंदी हो गई, क्योंकि पापी लोग जाने से, श्रद्धालु नहीं। श्रद्धालु तो भक्ति से आते हैं, ये पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स है ना साहब, ये वो बहुत, इनकी गंदगी धोना बड़ा मुश्किल है। सर पांचवा जुमला, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट्स को जल्द से जल्द जमीन पर उतरेंगे। ये पांचवा झूठ। और छठा जुमला, मेक इन इंडिया। मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में 2022 तक 10 करोड़ नई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नौकरियां। बोला है नहीं बोला? और सातवां जुमला, 2022 तक किसानों की आय दोगुनी। बोला या नहीं बोला साहब? आप तो बोलिए, आप बोलिए साहब, आप बोलिए जरा। वाह नहीं सर। आठवां जुमला, नोटबंदी के बाद उन्होंने कहा, मित्रों मुझे सिर्फ 50 दिन दे दो, अगर मेरी कोई कमी रह जाए तो आप जिस चौराहे पर कहोगे मैं खड़ा होकर देश की जनता जो सजा देगा उसको मैं स्वीकार करूंगा। बोला या नहीं बोला? बोला सर। नौवां जुमला, 2022 तक मुंबई अहमदाबाद बुलेट ट्रेन चलेगी। चल गई? नहीं चली सर। 10वां जुमला, सभी किसानों को पीएम किसान का फायदा देंगे। ये उन्होंने 10वां जुमला। नहीं मिला सर। 11वां जुमला, भगोड़े आर्थिक अपराधियों को भारत वापस लाया जाएगा और देश के लोगों को सौंपा जाएगा। लाए? नहीं सर। ये 11 झूठे मेन है, बता रहा हूं मैं। 11 जो उन्होंने जुमले बोले थे ये तो सच है ना सब? ये मैं ऑथेंटिकेट क्या करूं, आप तो सुने हैं। तो ऐसे जो जुमले देकर देश को जो फंसा रहे हैं उनको आप नसीहत सिखाना चाहिए और उसके लिए आप लोग कहना चाहिए। और आखिरी में मैं ये बात करके अपने बात को समाप्त करूंगा और ये बात एक ही करूंगा मैं। नफरत के ठेकेदारों, हिंसा के पैरवीकारों, कह दो गांधी जी डटे रहेंगे, कह दो गांधी जी डटे रहेंगे। इनके मारे नहीं मरेंगे, इनके मारे नहीं मरेंगे। ये जितना भी जोर लगा ले, दिल दिमाग में विष फैला दे, गांधी अपना काम करेंगे। इनके मारे नहीं मरेंगे, इनके गाने नहीं मरेंगे। इतना कह के मैं अपने बात को समाप्त करता हूँ। जय हिंद, जय बापू, जय भीम, जय संविधान। धन्यवाद।
सर वैसे तो
ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर प्लीज गो।
सर वैसे तो हमारे वक्ता बड़े अच्छी तरीके से इनके एक बेबुनियाद बातों का, निराधार बातों का, असत्य बातों का, देश को गुमराह करने वाली बातों का और पूरी तरीके से भारत के अंतर्राष्ट्रीय इमेज को खराब करने की जो कोशिश लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन ने की है उसका अच्छा जवाब हमारे वक्ता जरूर देंगे। पर 2-3 प्रमुख आंकड़े, क्योंकि इन्होंने पूरे असत्य आंकड़े देश और दुनिया के सामने सदन के माध्यम से रखे।
One second. He has been allowed by his party to intervene and they have time. Take your seat. Go ahead.
Sir.
Turn in response. Go ahead.
सर माने लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन बड़े वरिष्ठ राजनीतिज्ञ हैं, हम उनकी इज्जत करते हैं, लेकिन उनसे ये नहीं उम्मीद करते कि भारत में और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पटल पर भारत का नाम खराब करें। आज देखिए कैसे आंकड़ों को इन्होंने पूरी तरीके से गलत बताया। इन्होंने नेशनल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड्स ब्यूरो, मेरे पास अध्यक्ष जी नेशनल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड्स ब्यूरो एनसीआरबी का डेटा इन्होंने कोट किया। एनसीआरबी डेटा कहता है कि इनके 10 वर्ष के राज्य में 57% ज्यादा, हमारे समय से 57% ज्यादा लोगों की मृत्यु फार्मर सुसाइड से हुई। 57% मोर। सर कुंभ मेला की बात की, सर कुंभ मेला में जवाहरलाल नेहरू जब प्रधानमंत्री थे, जवाहरलाल नेहरू 1954 में प्रधानमंत्री थे। 800 लोग मौनी अमावस्या के दिन, 800 लोग 3 फरवरी 1954 मौनी अमावस्या के दिन स्टैम्पीड की वजह से मृत्यु हुई थी। बहुत दुख की बात है, हमारी संवेदना है हर एक व्यक्ति से, लेकिन ये जो राजनीति कर रहे हैं ये जाने कांग्रेस और जवाहरलाल नेहरू के समय हजारों लाखों की संख्या में लोग थे और 800 लोगों की मृत्यु हुई। राजीव गांधी जी के समय 1986 में 200 लोग 200 people died ड्यूरिंग द कुंभ मेला। तब इनके मुख्यमंत्री वीर बहादुर सिंह दूसरे मुख्यमंत्रियों के साथ वहां पे कुंभ मेला में गए। वीआईपी मूवमेंट की वजह से 200 लोगों की मृत्यु हुई, उसका ये लोग जवाब थे एक के बाद एक। 2013 में प्रयागराज में 8 करोड़ लोग आए, 42 लोगों की मृत्यु हुई। या तो 40 करोड़ लोग से अधिक आए। माननीय लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन नेहरू जी की बात करते हैं, अंबेडकर जी की बात करते हैं, वो भूल रहे हैं कि महात्मा गांधी जी ने इनको क्या सलाह दी थी। महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा था split into two. India gained political independence through means devised by the Indian National Congress. The Congress in its present shape and form, that is as a propaganda vehicle and parliamentary machine, has outlived its usage. India has still to attain social, moral and economic independence. और मोहन भागवत जी ने यही कहा कि कल्चरल इंडिपेंडेंस, सांस्कृतिक आजादी हमें मंदिर के दिन मिली। सांस्कृतिक आजादी की बात
Honorable members, one second. Honorable members, when someone addresses the House and someone wants to intervene, it depends on the speaker whether to yield or not yield. One second. Take your, all of you go to your seat now.
Sir, it is out of turn.
Will you go to your seat? No. Will you go to your seat? Will you go to your seat?
Which party?
No. What is this?
Is it BJP or
What is this?
BJP का time निकालना चाहिए?
What is this? Before that, let me speak. What is your rule?
258।
Rule 258.
सर, आपकी अध्यक्षता में सुबह हम लोगों ने तय किया है और ये ट्रेडिशन है कि जब सबसे बड़ी मेजर पार्टी बोल लेती है तो उसके बाद नंबर 2 पार्टी का नंबर आता है। मेरी बात तो
He is the listed speaker.
सर, लेट मी फिनिश इट।
Derek O'Brien is the next listed speaker.
एक मिनट यार, लेट मी फिनिश सर, लेट मी फिनिश।
Keep cool.
सर,
Keep cool.
सर, लेट मी फिनिश इट।
Yes.
मेरा
I will entertain your point of order
Sir.
if your members resume their seat.
ठीक है, बैठ गए सब बैठ गए सर, सब
Let the members resume seat. Let them go there.
सब बैठ गए सर, सब बैठ गए। 258 सर, मैं पढ़ देता हूँ। कोई सदस्य किसी समय कोई औचित्य का प्रश्न सभापति के निर्णय के लिए प्रस्तुत कर सकेगा, किंतु ऐसा करते हुए स्वयं के कथन तक ही सीमित रखेगा। मैं इस नियम के अंतर्गत बोल रहा हूँ। 258।
आपका पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर क्या है?
सर, हाउस आप चलाते हैं, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं कि चेयरमैन को हाउस चलाना है। एलओपी बोले तब उधर से वो खड़े हो जाएं जैसे कोई बीमारी हो उनको कि हर जगह बस खड़े हो जाओ। दूसरा सर पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर मिनिस्टर हो तो बात समझ में आती है, सर लीडर ऑफ द हाउस हो तो बात समझ में आती है, वो कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर है, टर्न लीड कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर है। कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर होने के साथ साथ वो राज्यसभा के सदस्य नहीं हैं, तो इस सदन में, इस चैम्बर में सर उनको कैसे बोलने का अधिकार मिलेगा? आप करें, हम उसको नहीं करते, लेकिन ये जब तक ईल्ड नहीं करेंगे तब तक सर उनको बोलने का अधिकार नहीं मिलना चाहिए। और पार्टी अलॉटमेंट के अंदर बोले फोटो आपकी, सर मुझे आपत्ति जो है,
Let him raise the. He is quite competent.
मुझे आपत्ति है।
Experienced person, deputy leader, he can raise a point of order, and you can believe in me also to decide.
सर मैंने तीसरा बिंदु जो उठाया जिस पे
And
मुझे
there will be no escape.
गंभीर आपत्ति है, तीसरे बिंदु पर औचित्य के प्रश्न उठा रहा हूँ। बोल ये रहे सर, और फोटो आपकी बदनाम की जा रही, और आपत्तिजनक।
आपको तब नहीं लगा क्या
सर
जब दस्तखत किए थे?
अगर सर वो इंटेलिजेंट बातें करते तो समझ में आता है, इस तरह की इररिलेवेंट बातें आप तो कभी करते नहीं हैं, वो कैसे कर रहे हैं सर?
नहीं
तो देखिए सर,
एक सेकंड,
टर्न तो एक मिनट हमें पूरा
मेरी इतनी
अरे मैंने
फिक्र
तारीफ
आपको
तो कर दी
है
आपकी, और
कि 72 साल में पहली बार एक किसान यहाँ पर बैठा, आप हजम नहीं कर पाए। मतलब कमाल किया आपने। और जिन लोगों ने दस्तखत किया उन्होंने पढ़ा तक नहीं।
ठीक है सर।
और मेरी फोटो की बात तो छोड़िए, मेरा नाम भी गलत लिखा।
ठीक सर।
और फिर
मुझे बात तो करने दें।
आधार क्या बनाया? सर लोग चिंतित हो गए कि क्या हो रहा है।
सर मेरी बात
रूल्स
सुन ले,
कमेटी की मीटिंग
मेरी बात सुन
आप
ले,
बना वो डिस्कशन नहीं
मेरी
किया।
बात तो सुन ले सर। मेरा
मतलब
सिर्फ
मेरी फिक्र छोड़ दीजिए।
सर मेरा एक अनुरोध,
मेरी फिक्र आप भी मत कीजिए, ये भी मत कीजिए, मैं खुद कर लूंगा।
मैं एक चीज कहूंगा सर आपसे,
जनता के आशीर्वाद से
सर
आया हूं,
आप
मैं
मेरी
करूंगा।
बात तो सुन लीजिए,
हाँ,
फिर
बोलिए।
उसके बाद जो आपका निर्णय होगा। मैंने 3 आपत्ति दर्ज की है। आपत्ति नंबर 1 कि टर्न हमारे साथी का,
You are repeating only.
रुक जाइए
Why
ना।
repeat? I noted.
सुनिए, और दूसरी बात ये कहा हमने कि सर वो लीडर ऑफ द इस सदन के राज्यसभा
क्या दिया?
तीसरा पॉइंट ये कि किस समय से वो बोल रहे थे, किसके समय से। और चौथा पॉइंट मुझे घोर आपत्ति है, आपकी फोटो इतनी अच्छी हो, बोल कौन रहा? तो मैं सिर्फ ये कहना चाहता हूं कि ये चारों आपत्तिजनक है इस रूलिंग पे जो आप निर्देश।
एक सेकंड, नहीं, माननीय प्रमोद तिवारी जी, मेरी फोटो के बारे में क्या कहा आपने?
बहुत अच्छी है।
अच्छी है?
हाँ, अब ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि आपसे ज्यादा अच्छी है, बहुत अच्छी है।
इस बात पर मैं सहमति व्यक्त करता हूं।
करते हैं ना।
दिस पार्ट ऑफ द पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर
इसी पे रोक दीजिए इनको, जो गलत बोले सब निकाल दीजिए कार्रवाई से।
ऑनरेबल मेंबर्स, 1 सेकेंड। ऑनरेबल मेंबर्स, श्री प्रमोद तिवारी, deputy leader of the main opposition party, has invoked Rule 258 and asserted 3 things. Fourth, I have considered photograph that Shri Derek O'Brien, leader of the second largest parliamentary party in the Rajya Sabha, was listed as speaker number 2 after leader of the opposition. And therefore, according to Pramod Tiwari ji, the chair has transgressed probity and rules in permitting Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister for Commerce, to intervene. Secondly, that there is no reflection on that count. He is not a member of Rajya Sabha and he is not a leader of the House. Now, kindly lend your ears to me. Whenever a speaker is on legs, and there is a member who seeks to intervene, it is in the discretion of the speaker to yield or not to yield. There have been number of occasions when leader of the opposition yielded. There have been occasions when the Prime Minister yielded. Then the person who intervened 1 second. Why don't you? I am going by the institution of prime ministers. Listen to it. I am on institutions. So, kindly appreciate my point. So, in this case, there have been occasions when Khadgeji has yielded. There have been occasions when Naddaji has yielded. And the person who spoke was not a listed speaker. But when leader of the opposition made, I would say, some of the observations that would shake everyone in the country, minister wanted to intervene. He did not yield. He did not yield. I said, I'll allow you intervention. I had at that point in time taken a decision. I would allow him intervention. That intervention is justified. Before ordered accordingly. Before I call upon Sri Derek O'Brien, I would like to make one observation. Leader of the opposition, Sri Mallikarjun Kharge, one of the senior-most political leaders in the country and President of the Indian National Congress, made an observation with respect to an incident that took place when we were having Mahakumbh in this country after a period of 144 years. And, 1 second, and it is, you have to, everyone who has belief in the nation, its civilizational ethos, would be shell-shocked. When leader of the opposition said thousands have been killed. And outlandish, outrageous, unacceptable. I therefore,
unacceptable are the deaths in Kumbh.
I therefore, direct leader of the opposition
Today we don't know how many hundreds
to authenticate the statement he has made during course of the day. This is too serious a matter to be overlooked or countenanced. We cannot have a statement made in this house to generate sensation, to hurt feelings, to generate chaos in the country, and therefore, but sir, let me conclude. Having taken note of the statement and assertion where I pleaded with the leader of the opposition, invoked his seniority to please withdraw that statement. He stuck to it. And his only defense was that if not prove it otherwise, I have given a ruling already. This is not a place for free fall of information. Everything is spoken here gives you protection from consequences outside. No civil or criminal action can take place for this statement, because this statement has been made by Sri Mallikarjun Kharge on the floor of the House. I therefore find it imperative and expedient during course of the day, till conclusion of the proceedings of the day, I call upon leader of the opposition to substantiate the premise of his statement that in that mishap, thousands had lost their lives. I now call upon Shri, yes, Shri Derek.
During the course of observations made by the leader of opposition.
Let him.
Leader of opposition has
Kiran
quoted
Rijiju.
NCRB
Kiran
data.
Rijiju. He's not yielding.
NCRB data saying that lakhs of farmers have died. Can leader of opposition substantiate by putting on record, or on what basis he has made this claim, lakhs of farmers have died? And he also mentioned this is the data from the NCRB. Same as he misled by claiming that thousands of people have died in Kumbh. So leader of opposition is a very important institution, and the person who occupies the leader of opposition is well respected. So we expect the honorable leader of opposition to substantiate this particular statement by whatever means the honorable chair may tell.
I have given my directive. I call upon Shri. Yes, sir. 1 second. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सर, मेरा इंटेंशन ये था कि वहाँ से जो इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत से इस सदन में रहे सो लोग भी दिए, उत्तर प्रदेश के भी दिए थे, तो कि सच नहीं सच आंकड़े
नो फर्दर
सच आंकड़े नहीं आ रहे हैं
श्री डेरेक ओब्रियन
तो वो आंकड़े
I give the floor to Shri Derek O'Brien. Please, Derek O'Brien. Shri Derek O'Brien. Nothing is going on record, sir. Shri Derek O'Brien. Shri Derek O'Brien. Shri Derek O'Brien. Shri Derek O'Brien, do you want to hold the floor?
Sir.
Then please do, please do.
पासिंग रिमार्क करना ये अच्छा नहीं
Shri Derek O'Brien.
बोलना चाहिए नहीं बोलना
No, sir, nothing. Sir, sorry, sir. Sir.
अगर उसको
In the process, sir, 1 second. In the process, Sunni, Honorable Leader of the Opposition, in the process, I have totally apprised myself of what you had actually spoken. And you may recollect from the proceedings, I made multiple fervent appeals to you that we are destroying image of the nation, we are generating sensation, we are doing it for no cause, this is unacceptable. You stood your ground. So authenticate. Yes, please continue.
Sir, as is the tradition, let me begin by thanking the Honorable President. Any criticism of her speech is certainly not directed at her or the High Constitutional Office, sir, I'll miss you, or the highest constitutional office she holds. It is an established convention that the speech is scripted by the government. So from 2014 to 2024, the BJP-led Modi government scripted the president's address. This year, a creaky, shaky BJP with 240 seats has scripted this address. So I'm not surprised when the leader of the opposition finishes speaking, everyone wants to, this is a sign of nervousness and not being in control, sir. Yes. Sir, I am immensely proud as an Indian that the Honorable President who read that address is a woman. I am immensely proud as an Indian that the Finance Minister who read the budget speech is a woman. And I'm immensely proud to be here to speak on behalf of the All India Trinamool Congress, a party founded 27 years ago by a self-made woman. So my first message to this government is stop talking about women, because your track record on women is pathetic. There are parties this side who can move up from the 14%, 15% they already have in parliament to 33%. The BJP, for all its talk about the women's reservation bill, is 13% women MPs. My first question through you, sir, is what is stopping you? Forget about bringing 33% women MPs to parliament. First, you have to get them elected. At least give 33% women tickets. Now, forget about competing with Mamata Banerjee's All India Trinamool Congress. Forget about it. Because Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress has 39% women MPs sitting there in Lok Sabha. 39%, sir. The All India Trinamool Congress in Bengal, 35% of those portfolios in the Bengal cabinet are by women. Women hold those portfolios. So please, don't script speeches, because when it comes to scripts, sir, I really am a fan over the years of Indian cinema. They script some fabulous films. Sir, so let me take you back to 1957. We all know the film, Mother India, Nargis ji starring. What is it? It shows a family of farmers who were ruined trying to pay back a money lender. 1957. What's the real situation today? And whatever I say, by 8 p.m. today, you will get the authentic source on your table, sir. I'm saying 3 things about farmers like that Mother India film. 1, in the last 5 years, agricultural wages grew by 0.2%. 0.2 means no growth. 2 out of 5 farmers are in debt. 3, the average debt is 75,000 crores. Sorry, rupees 75,000. 4, 30 farmers commit suicide every day. And there's still no legal guarantee for MSP. Pretty much the same story as Mother India. The Bengal Shosho Bima Yojana spent 3,500 crores, 1 crore 12 lakh farmers were covered. The reason I started with Mother India, because Mother India was the first film to be India's entry to the Oscars. And I'm going to go through with that theme and stay with hard numbers. Let's take another one of India's official entry to the Oscars. The second film. I've got 10 films. 1959, directed by Satyajit Ray. It starts with a graduate who is unemployed. Jar chakri nei, tar shopno ache. Even somebody who doesn't have a job, but as Soumitra Chatterjee so famously said, still has big dreams. Where are we today, sir? For all the thumping on the desks during that joint session, thumping, what's the reality? 75 lakh youth enter the labor force every year. 8 out of 10 unemployment are youth. Don't blame Pandit Nehru for this. And interestingly and sadly, unemployment is 6 times higher when it comes to secondary and higher secondary, and 9 times higher when it comes to graduates compared to those who can't read or write. As Satyajit Ray created, chakri nei, tobuo shopno morena. You don't have a job, but your dreams don't die. And sir, these poets being quoted by the leader of the opposition, the poets, the writers, the films, these are not dated, sir, they're timeless. We must keep quoting it in parliament and not asked to date. This is the way to get a point across. Sir, I don't know if you are, because you're slightly older than me, but I was a big Rajesh Khanna fan in school. And Rajesh Khanna's debut movie, not such a very well-known movie, was Aakhri Khat. It's a woman, it's a sad story of a woman who sells her stepdaughter for 500 rupees. And that same girl is subjected to all kinds of abuse. I'm going to throw 3 numbers at this government. 8 p.m., I can authenticate it now, but at 8 p.m. I'll give it to you in writing. Take me on. 51 crimes against women are registered every hour. 85 rape cases are reported every day. And that's why we want to bring that bill, the Aparajita bill. It's stuck with some constitutional authority. The Bengal Assembly has unanimously approved it. It's stuck here. 3 out of 10 married women have experienced spousal violence. And yet you bring these 3 criminal law bills, and there's nothing to protect women from spousal violence. And these are not uneducated women, sir, from spousal violence. These are doctors. These are professionals. These are lawyers being exposed to spousal violence. And what do? As Mr. Chidambaram said very nicely, I know we were together in that committee, he said 91% cut and paste job of that bill. And no story about women today in India can be told without what was done to our champion women wrestlers. I refuse to refer to that person as a former MP whose son is now sitting in parliament. No, I will not even mention his name. He is a criminal. Yes. A criminal, sir. From Akri, Khat. Let's move on to 1974. Again, another official Indian film at the Oscars. This will be your generation, I suspect. Balraj Sahni, Garam Hawa, based on a short story by the great Isma Chugtai. What does it show? It shows a minority family who decided to stay on in India and how horribly they were treated. But that was a film made in 1974. What is Mr. Modi and his creaky coalition doing today? You're punished for what you eat, what you wear, who you love. Anti-conversion laws you're bringing. Anti-conversion laws is not against one community. It's anti-constitutional. Article 14, 15, 16. You're bringing extra jurisdictional land laws. Waqf, it is not a religious issue. It is a constitutional issue. Yes. It's a constitutional issue. That's what we are fighting for. You turn your joint parliamentary committees into coffee meets at the Marriott. Hate crimes, hate speech, hate, pitting minority against minority. What are you doing to Christians in India today? The BJP sometimes have to be reminded. And the best way to remind anyone to introspect is to share some numbers with them. 54,000 educational institutions today in India, 54,000, are run by Christian minority groups. Now here's the story. For every 100 students who go to these institutions, for every 100 who go, more than 70 belong to the Muslim, the Hindu, the Sikh, and the Buddhist community. Please, this needs to be understood. This needs to be understood. 70 to 75%, could be 5% this way, that way. Non-Christians are going there, they're only run by the Christian minorities. And what are you doing? Salam Bombay, sir. Have you seen the film? 1988, Meera Nair shows how a child is forced into labor. Where are we today? Some say 20 lakh, and I can't say 25 lakh because I have 3 sets of data saying anywhere between 20 to 30 lakh. So that's the number I have. I'm not pinning any number down. In this country, there are 20 to 30 lakh child laborers. The census is still not done. You're in no mood to do it. because you put 500 crores only on the table, and once you don't do the census, the women's reservation bill for you will go back by another 5 years. 1 out of the 2 worlds wasted, by wasted I mean low weight for height. So 1 out of the 2 in the world, the wasted children, live in India. The malnutrition figures I don't want to share today because I didn't get authentic data. You're doing this to children. 32% children underweight. Data is from NFHS. 35% children are stunted. 8 out of 10 children lack WHO recommended what they call balanced diets. And I checked the 5 states. Interesting list. Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. These are children. So the next time somebody important goes to a book launch posing with children with his book Exam Warriors, it hurts me, sir. The 6th film on this list of official Indian entries to the Oscars. This is a story about the British who forced high taxes on a village plagued with drought. Lagan. Individuals, and now today, individuals are paying more income tax than corporates. Individuals are paying about 19%, corporates are paying less, 2-3% less. Personal income tax made up 53% of direct taxes. This is the highest in 24 years. Sir, income inequality. This is the biggest issue today. Income is there, but it's an unequal income. The cliche is the truth. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And sir, one sentence on cess, we'll have more of it in the budget. Cess in 2012, because the cess, remember, is never shared. That goes to the union government, so not shared with the states. So 7% was the total in 2012. Now that figure has gone up to 16%, union government. And what about federalism, or what I call fiscal terrorism or federal terrorism? It's a very simple rule which is followed by this government. You politically oppose us, we'll stop the tap. In Bengal, 1.7 lakh crore owed. Manrega, work done, 99.5% compliance not paid. So this is political and fiscal and federal terrorism. And with All India Trinamool and Mamata Banerjee, you can't do. We won't bow. You don't pay us, we'll get the money paid, and we'll try and raise the money to the best of our ability in the state. Let's come to film number 7. This was made in Marathi, India's official entry. It was called Shwas, based on a real-life incident where a father takes his son and the son has got cancer of the retina. And yet, a film on health. 18% on, remove the 18% on health and term insurance. The finance minister will come, take the ball, throw it to the who? The GST council. Get it done. Get it done. Remove 18% GST on health insurance and term insurance. I can give you a long script on Bengal's Swasthya Shati, which started 2 years before Ayushman Bharat. And now Ayushman Bharat is doing that. So I've got 3 more films to go. 8, 9, and 10. But I thought I'd take 10 seconds to acknowledge somebody from the film industry who is our colleague. She's a Samajwadi Party MP. That she is. But she's a legend. And she sits here. Jaya Bachchan. Jaya Di. Sir, 8th film which I'm using today, which was India's entry to the Oscars. A beautifully made film, and kudos to Amir Khan Productions for producing it. It's a story of a farmer's off-the-cuff remark about committing suicide. and then you've seen the film, it becomes a sensationalist media circus. What we are witnessing today is worse than a media circus. About 5 months ago, it pained me to ask the media owners, and these are the big media owners, to introspect. You want MPs from both houses to declare income, everything, declare assets. You want our wives to declare it. What's the problem with the big media owners? Do not declare their conflict of interest. And the media owners, the biggest names of industry, some of them, I will call you out in the next session of Parliament if you don't show a little bit of introspection. Don't push us into this. What's going on? And a word for the journalists from the All India Trinamool Congress. And I'm sure so many of my colleagues this side will be with us. If a journalist is put under pressure by a media owner, come to us. We are with you. We will back you. We know you have to pay bills at home. We know your kids have to be paid their school fees. Don't let the media owners bully you. Many of us here will stand by you. So on this peoply life, I'll take a simple example, and sometimes the films also teach us. And I have a very simple example. This is not some crazy example. What happened this morning? I can't figure out what happened this morning. On July 27th, water, tragedy, Delhi, death. Water, tragedy, Delhi, death. 27th of July. 29th of July, MPs from the ruling party put in notices so we can have a discussion on 267. This happened in Delhi at the IAS Center. I'm not going back 50 years. 27th, 29th of July. They wanted a discussion, they got a discussion. 1 p.m. the discussion starts. Today, 9 opposition MPs, water, tragedy, death. I tend to go along with the leader of the opposition because I just spoke to my chief minister day before yesterday. What's going on? You're sending bodies to Bengal. Have you done a post-mortem of those bodies? You have not. Don't mess with figures. Speak the truth. And don't think the media owners can cover up for you. This is the reality of a notice given by the opposition party. And then we are asked, why do you want to move an impeachment? Then we are asked, you put out a figure of 4 hours, 30 minutes. Who spoke the most in the last session? I'm saying this with all respect. No Rajya Sabha MP spoke more than the Honorable Chairman in the last session of Parliament.
There's no comment on Honorable Chairman and 267. Please.
Right. Both are not allowed? No, if they're not allowed, they're out of bounds. Mine is not 267. Mine is not 267. Mine is the story of deaths, of water, of tragedy, and unequal treatment to the opposition. That's the story.
No comment on Honorable Chairman will go on record.
And there are few opposition voices which hurt you more because you cannot defeat Mamata Banerjee and the All India Trinamool Congress politically. Come, fight us politically. Sir, let's go back to the movies for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Because there's a whole section on scheduled caste and scheduled tribe where my young colleague Prakash Chikbarik will speak about in his speech. So I won't go there because of time. Let's give you the 9th film. Again, it's a Marathi film. And it shows how a man is falsely accused and trapped in the legal system. The film is called Court. And again, it was India's official entry to the Oscars. I ask, the 22nd Law Commission suggested sedition should be well defined. Yet the Union government, in the new criminal laws, did something completely different. What's the UAPA conviction rate? Less than 3%. I don't want to give you 15 names. I'll give you 3 words. Father, Stan, Swami. So before I come to the final film, the 10th film, I want to talk about the 10 words which got left out of the script. 10 words which were left out of the script. We didn't hear a word about price rise. We didn't hear a word about smart cities. We didn't hear a word about crimes against women. We didn't hear a word about malnutrition. Expectedly, not a word about federalism. Not a word about farmer doubling income. Not a word about Manrega. And that hurts. You give somebody a Padma Shri who's on record says Mahatma Gandhi should not be the father of the nation. On record, I've got the video. Shame. Not a word about inequality of income. Not a word in that speech about, and this is the script, this is good script writing when you want to leave out what doesn't suit you. Not a word about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, because you dare not put a word there. Once you put a word, we'll tell you 54% of that budget is spent for advertising. And not a word about MANIPUR. Not a word. So we come to the 10th film, India's official entry to the Oscar. Rajkumar Rao, the story about an idealistic government officer who was sent on election duty and all the problems this idealistic officer faces. What are we doing to institutions about how you handle today your political opponents? These are all well known. Institutions like EC, CBI, ED, some want to say weakened, some say over. They become branch offices of the political party. 95% of political leaders, sir, 95% of political, sir, I will handle the time in my party, thank you. 95% of political leaders investigated by the CBI and ED, 95%, all belong to the opposition parties. Whoa, wonderful, wonderful. And you're going to tell us these are independent organizations? Since 2014, 95% of opposition leaders being investigated by the CBI, 95%. Give you the names, give you the dates. 95% of those leaders, when they are being investigated by CBI, they jump, join BJP, and all is well. These are, my lawyer friend is saying ED is 100%. Okay, show me the data, authenticate, okay? Yes, sir. Those were the 10 firms. But the best scripts will always be written by the people of India. They will soon, very soon, write a new script. And then this horror film will come to the end. Thank you.
Manni Honorable Sri M. Shanmugam. Honorable M. Shanmugam.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. On behalf of DMK party, we thanks the President for her address to both houses of the Parliament.
Make you right.
I would like to raise certain issues on the Honorable Madam President address, which she delivered to Parliament on 31/1/25. Sir, the foremost point I would like to say about at the outset itself about the deliberation omission of the reference to Iron Age findings which come out in the report recently by the research in India and abroad, which was delivered by our Honorable Chief Minister Sri M.K. Stalin. Till now, we heard that the discovery of iron smelting technology helped revolutionize agriculture, war and construction around 1400 BC in the Ganges Plains. And it helped catalyze larger settlements and cities. But with the releasing carbon dating result from international institution, Tamil Nadu is among the first place on earth to have begun using molten iron over 5,317 years ago in Tamil soil. With the samples from excavation sites from Adichanallur, Sivagalai, unfortunately, your Department of Culture has completely ignored this historical fact and it does not find mention in the President address. Sir, I am trying to point out that our state of Tamil Nadu has been totally neglected by this union government. We have demanded for highway network, metro rail project, railway new projects and expansion, development of airports and expansion, various infrastructure projects in urban development and rural development, but it is very unfortunate that the union government has ignored all our demands, which is great disappointment to the people of Tamil Nadu. Manrega is another example where our Honorable Chief Minister had to write a letter to Prime Minister urging the release of wage dues to tune of rupees 1,056 crores under Manrega scheme. Sir, the farmers in this country who are agitating for the last 2 years, the government should come forward to provide MSP with legal guarantee to all the agriculture produce. The farmers' input costs like manure price and pesticide prices have increased and there is a shortage of labor. So they are compelled to go for mechanization. But the cost of tractors, small implements which are used in farming operations are very high. The government should reduce GST and other duties on these machines and the machines should be given farmers at a subsidized rate. For the welfare of sugarcane growers, nothing has been mentioned in the President address. The sugarcane growers are not getting the remunerative price and the price of the sugar is also less than the production cost. Hence, neither the sugarcane growers nor the sugar mill owners are satisfied. Because of this, many mills are closed very often. Tea and coffee is essential for every human being. Hence, tea and coffee should be included in the essential commodities. By this, they will get minimum guarantee price and which would solve the problem of the tea coffee growers, traders and working class. Sir, textile is the second largest industry in India. The cotton growers and the raw silk producers are not satisfied because there is a vast difference between the production cost and the selling cost. And the middlemen are only getting the benefit. Though we are the largest producer of cotton, spinning mills are closed very often for want of cotton supply. I do not know why the union government is not paying attention to this. The government-owned NTC mills have been closed down long back and the workers are raising their voices in for terminal benefits. Textile Mills Workers Rehabilitation Fund scheme was created under the Ministry of Textiles to pay the retrenched workers the terminal benefits. Now that has been merged with the Rajiv Gandhi Sharmik Kalyan Yojana under the ESIC scheme. But the workers are not getting the benefit from this scheme. I would demand that all the retrenched workers should be provided terminal benefits. Handloom weavers are also badly affected. Organized weaving mills are also being closed now, and only weaving industry is in the unorganized sector. They are not getting the yarn for weaving. Their job security and social security are in jeopardy. Sir, I am coming to the labor issue. Time and again, all trade unions are demanding this government to hold a tripartisan meeting with the trade union and employees in all the important matters relating to labor issues, especially for review of all 4 codes, labor codes, pending implementation, and to change them from anti-labor to labor-friendly by bringing suitable amendments. Sir, at present the ESIC scheme is restricted to employees whose salary is up to 21,000 only. There is a long pending demand to increasing the wage ceiling so that all workers could be covered under the ESIC scheme. So also ceiling of bonus should also be increased under the Payment of Bonus Act. The payment of gratuity should be increased 15 days to 30 days. The minimum pension under EPF 1995 pension scheme should be raised to 9,000 per month since the minimum basic wages is 18,000. Another thing is, in the name of startup, new industries come up and avail all the facilities and the benefit for the government. Despite the permanent nature of job, they only engage contract labor, outsourcing, and the workers are exploited. The whole atmosphere is spoiled, and after 3 years, they will close that industry and establish at some other places. Outsourcing has become the order of the day, and even the government-owned undertaking are resorting to these unfair labor practices. Then how do you expect the private industries to appoint the permanent laborers? ESI scheme should also be made applicable to all the workers, including those the unorganized sector and the domestic workers. Unified pension, sir. Unified pension scheme. What is the concept of the unified pension scheme, which intends to replace the old pension scheme? It should be clarified. There are many deficiencies in the unified pension scheme. Without diverting the demand of the government employees, old pension scheme should be restored. Labor Welfare Board. Sir, there are labor welfare boards like building and other construction workers welfare boards, wherein levy or cess is collected from building and other construction activities, and the funds generated are spent to the welfare of the construction workers. I would therefore urge the government that they should advise a similar scheme for the workers in the unorganized sector like gig workers, platform workers, domestic workers, motor vehicle workers board should be constituted with funding from levy collected from the industry so that welfare boards could be provided to those workers. Sir, the Tamil Nadu is a pioneer in the field of the education, and the economic survey also said we are giving best education, quality education, universal education in the state. Tamil Nadu is top among the Indian states with about 100% gross enrollment ratio in primary and upper primary education with more than 90% literacy. But this government, what is doing? They are depriving our state the due funds which the state should get. The name of the imposition of 3 languages formula, which Tamil Nadu never accepted. We are having 2 languages formula. Tamil and English, our children shine in national and international level. Our school education department yet received 2,000 crore from the union government under Samagraha Shiksha Abhiyan for the financial year 24-25. Unfortunately, the education also, they are playing politics which affect the future of our children. Therefore, I would urge the Honorable Prime Minister to release the funds which are withheld on party politics. Healthcare services. Sir, Tamil Nadu has excelled healthcare services which good infrastructure and a doctor-patient ratio. And this fact is acknowledged by our department. Department of Economics Affairs, Ministry of Finance said that Tamil Nadu can serve as a model for how to take health system performance to the next level by investing in the public sector and offer lessons to other states. This is a Dravidian model. However, despite best performance in the health sector by our state, it has been denied the funds under various joint general state schemes. Sir, Honorable President has made mention work amendment bill. Sir, on examining work amendment bill, the entire nation was witnessed how the bill was rushed through JPC after suspending most of the opposition members from the committee. We will oppose this bill tooth and nail since it takes away the basic rights of the minority community. We strongly oppose the concept of one nation, one election as it's against the federal principles. Sir, the rural development. After various programs under the Ministry of Rural Development, I would say there are a lot of deficiency in their implementation. We have got many state rural development schemes and demanded for funds to implement these schemes like Tamil Nadu Village Habitation Improvement Scheme, rural infrastructure schemes, but those demands are not accepted by this BJP government. Urban Development Disaster Relief Fund. Sir, in December, Chief Minister submitted a memorandum and asked 1 minute.
Your time allotted by your party, you were Honorable Shanmugam.
Demand
that will go from your party's time.
Please. But it has not been released. The union government is not releasing the share of funds to the state project. Sir, Mahamaham. Madam President mentioned about the Mahakumbh in Allahabad Sangamam. A similar Mahamaham Mela is scheduled in Kumbhakonam, Tamil Nadu, and this connection we have demanded doubling of Viluppuram Tanjavur main railway line, but only survey was completed and work is yet to be started. In fact, financial allocations of railway project Tamil Nadu have not been increased in this budget. It is not a stepmotherly treatment meted out by the union government.
Please conclude. Please conclude.
Okay, sir. I am concluding, sir. Finish. MSME sector. MSME sector. Another important, the national economy. But the government has not taken any steps to revive the MSME which are in recession. ASHA and Anganwadi health workers. All the basic facilities, fixed wages, insurance, risk allowance should be provided by ASHA and Anganwadi workers. And the Sri Lankan fishermen problem. Sir, there are frequent attacks of fishermen from Tamil Nadu by Sri Lankan Navy, including taking them outside custody, firing, which deprived only 1 minute.
Please, sir, already almost 3 minutes you have taken.
Demand
the time will go from your party's. Please.
Only last point, sir.
Please.
Center-state relation. On the center-state relation, I would say the BJP government is appointing the officer of governor in the states where the opposition parties are ruling. as a tool of or agent fulfill their political agenda. In our state, present incumbent acting extra constitutional authority, misusing the provisional of law, preventing the appointments of vice chancellors. We strongly condemn
Please
this kind
conclude.
of attitude
Please
by the
conclude.
constitutional authority to urge upon the Honorable Home Minister and the Honorable President to recall the Governor of Tamil Nadu for this omission and
Please,
commissions.
no
which are against
comment,
the
on honorable constitutional post. As per rules, please. Honorable members, we are in the midst of the discussion. To accommodate some more speakers today, if the House agrees, we may sit till 7 p.m. We all agree? मानिए जरा
ये ट्रेजरी बेंचेस में देखिए खाली पड़े हुए हैं सर, ये कैसे बहस हो रही है?
Do I have the leave of the House to sit till 7 p.m. today? आप सभी सहमत हैं? Please. Okay, so we'll sit today by 7 p.m. I will now call माननीय श्री सुभाषिष खूटिया. माननीय सुभाषिष खूटिया, nothing will go on record. सुभाषिष खूटिया जी, please.
जय जगन्नाथ. Honorable Chairman Sir, Honorable President Madam's address about the achievement of the government and call this era.
आपस में कोई बात नहीं, please. और सीट पर बैठकर कोई आपस में बात नहीं, please. Please.
Honorable President Madam's address about the achievement of the government and called this era Amrit Kal and Sushasan. But the real question is this truly Amrit Kal for the entire nation or just for a privileged few? The harsh reality is that economic and social inequality is increasing. Scores of poor people still lack basic facilities. Farmers are committing suicide. Youth are struggling with unemployment, and women are feeling unsafe. Honorable President Madam said that development is meaningful only when it reaches the last person in society. But tell me, when tribal women in Kandhamal are forced to eat mango kernel due to starvation and die, when two tribal women in Baleshwar are tied to a pole and brutally assaulted, can this called women empowerment? Can this be the face of Vikasit Bharat? Honorable President Madam spoke about strengthening the railway network, about Vande Bharat trains, but the truth is that earlier railway zones were formed in the national interest. Now they are being decided for political gains. Recently, the South Coast Railway Zone was inaugurated without a DPR, just to gain political support from Andhra Pradesh. Are railway decision now part of political bargaining? And if yes, then why is Odisha being neglected? The government boasts about Digital India, pension reforms and insurance coverage, but ground reality is different. In Kendujar, an elderly woman had crawled on her knees for her pension. In Odisha, on seasonal rains destroyed crops and 20 farmers committed suicide due to debts. When in Digital India, people still struggle for pensions and farmers take their own lives. How can this be called Sushasan? You talk about empowering farmers, but farmers are in crisis. Honorable President Madam paid tribute to those who lost their lives at the Mahakumbh, and our deepest condolences are with the affected families. However, we must ask, who is responsible for this disaster? The Kumbh Mela should have been a well-planned event, but it was ruined by mismanagement and discrimination between common devotees and VVIPs. In Odisha, under my leader, Naveen Babu's leadership, our government has successfully organized many Rath Yatra at Sri Jagannath Dham Puri, ensuring smooth and equitable arrangements for millions of devotees. If we can manage such an event, why was the Mahakumbh allowed to fall into chaos? Yes. Our constitution clearly defines the powers of the center and states, but today the federal structure is under attack. Revenue sharing, misuse of central agencies, states' rights, cooperative federalism. Is this the path to Vikasit Bharat or a path towards center-dependent India? Odisha faces natural disaster repeatedly, yet it has never been given special state status when other states' demands are considered. Why is Odisha ignored? Our mineral resources power the country's economy, but when it comes to development, Odisha is forgotten. If Odisha suffers cyclone and floods every year, if Odisha's mineral contribute to the national growth, then why is Odisha deprived of its rightful share? If we truly want to build Vikasit Bharat, Odisha must get what it deserves. Honorable President, Madam, as the daughter of Odisha and as the Supreme Commander of our armed forces, I request you to ensure that Odisha is not neglected in the defense sector. We have approximately 500 kilometers coastline, which is ideal for defense and economic development. Why is there no naval university or shipyard in Odisha? If Bengal, Gujarat and Maharashtra can have major defense establishment, then why this injustice with Odisha? Amrit Kal should not just be a slogan, it should bring real relief to the people. Chairman साहब, अंत में ये कहना मैं चाहता हूं, सरकार के जुमले इतने कि किताबों भर जाए, मगर गरीब की थाली तक रोटी ना आए। विकास यहां सिर्फ कागज का खेल है, जमीनी हकीकत बस संघर्ष की रेल है। विकसित भारत का सपना खूब सजाया, पर असल में सिर्फ अपने मित्रों का खजाना भराया। जय जगन्नाथ, वंदे उत्कल जननी।
धन्यवाद। माननीय श्री एयरम वेंकट सुब्बा रेड्डी।
Thank you, Chairman sir. I am grateful to you for permitting me to speak on the motion moved to thank to Honorable President for her address to both of us in Parliament. Sir, while expressing gratitude to Honorable President, I wish to submit that it is a lengthy address of 28 pages covering host of issues right from Mahakumbh, housing, education, governance, green energy to a matter of other issues. Sir, since our party has been allotted very little time, I wish to focus only on two important issues placed before the Honorable House to consider them seriously and take necessary and appropriate action, sir. Sir, first one is Polavaram project, sir. Honorable President, in para 19 of our address, and I quote, an additional of 12,000 crores has been sanctioned to expedite the completion of the Polavaram irrigation project, sir. Sir, Polavaram project has been declared a national project, and it is the responsibility of the central government to complete the project. But the then TDP government insisted to taking up its construction for the reasons best known to all during 2014 to 19, sir. The project has missed many deadlines into which I do not wish to go, but I do wish to go into details and intention of the Union Cabinet decision of 28th August 2024, sir. Sir, the Godavari Tribunal had given permission to construct Polavaram project at 45.72 meters, sir. That is 150 feet height, with a maximum water storage capacity of 194.6 TMC, sir. But the Union Government on 28th August 2024 has taken a decision to reduce the project height from 45.72 meters to 41.15 meters. That means 135 feet, sir, with storage capacity of 115.44 TMC of water, which is a contrary to the original plan, contrary to aspirations of the people, and demeaning permission given by the Godavari Tribunal, sir. The Union Cabinet decision has been conveyed to Government of AP on 6th September 2024 by the Ministry of Jal Shakti, sir. The decision may be acceptable to the present dispensation in AP, which made hues and cry on this very issue earlier and now become silent, sir. But this is not acceptable to the people of Andhra Pradesh. This is not acceptable to the YSR Congress party, since the decision defeats the very objective of the Polavaram project, sir. This decision is Chandraganam for Andhra Pradesh, sir. Chandragaonam for Andhra Pradesh, sir. When Sri Vai Jagannath Reddy Gari was CM, we sent proposal and pursued with the government of India for approving second revised cost of estimates 55,000 crores, 656.87 crores. I demand, my party demands and the people of AP demand to approve second revised cost estimates of 55,000 crores, 565.87 crores, sir. Secondly, the reasons behind opposing the Union government decision, sir, it will fail to achieve the objective of giving water to ICAT during non-flood season, sir. It proves to be great challenge to stabilize Godavari and Krishna Delta, sir. It defeats the objective to provide drinking water to Visakhapatnam, water for industrial use and drinking water under Suzla Sravanti to north coastal Andhra Pradesh, sir. It impairs the proposed 960 megawatt of hydro power, sir. It is difficult to supply water through Porvaram canals with 41.15 meters height, sir. Polavaram project is lifeline to Andhra Pradesh state, sir. Kindly make it possible. Hence, I demand and appeal to the Honorable Prime Minister and the August House to personally intervene and increase the project height to the original conceived height of 44.72 meters and approve the second revised cost estimates henceforth, sir. Sir, second important point I want to raise, cases against YSR Congress Party social media activities in Andhra Pradesh, sir. Sir, my second point is relating to para 4 of the address, which talks about core principles of good governance, sir. Does good governance mean illegal detention, custodial torture, and poisoning cases against social media activities, sir? Sir, social media, particularly used by people in public life are concerned about society. Not so interest. People are society. It is to positively impact them. Social media is not just to inform people about the happenings, activities, developments, and governance. Rather, it is to inform, educate the people and society about misrule, malpractices, and loopholes in the government of state or country, sir. Social media activities are warriors to save society and state from wrongdoings, not a destructive force to go against the state or state, sir.
Please,
Sir, the government of Andhra Pradesh issued more than 700 notices, registered more than 150 cases, more than 150 YSCP social media activities, and sympathizers have been arrested, detained illegally, and tortured for days together in custody, sir.
Please,
sir, there have been habeas corpus petitions filed.
Please, just for a moment, whatever you are telling, you have to authenticate as per chairman's direction.
Yes, sir. I will authenticate it, sir. I will authenticate it. Sir, umpteen habeas corpus petition filed indicate the sovereignty of the problem, sir. Sir, police in AP poised section 3.1, which deals with organized crime in financial arena, Bharate Nitya Sanhita on social media activities, sir. Now there is... Sir, in Andhra Pradesh, it is not Dr. Ambedkar's constitution, sir, but it is the Red Book constitution of TDP being implemented in the state, sir. This issue has been raised before several forums, sir, including NHRC, and now I am raising this issue in the August House to stop this inefficient. In view of this, I appeal to the Prime Minister to personally intervene and direct the government of the AP, sir. Sir, another important issue about the manifesto, sir. Sir, in manifesto of any party is scarce, sir. It is like Bible, Gita, and Quran for any party, as it says, that if party comes to power, it will deliver all promises made to the people, sir. Whichever party fails to deliver promises made in manifesto is no less than a cheating people, sir. One, there are many observations made in Supreme Court and LSI, Election Commission of India, on manifesto, sir. The TDP government made super 6 promises in manifesto, sir. They are 1,500 rupees for monthly pension for women aged 19 to 59, sir. The creation of 20 lakh jobs, sir.
Let him speak to respond to it,
monthly
please.
unemployment allowance, sir. Free bus travel for women, sir. 15,000 rupees for each school-going child, sir. 20,000 rupees for financial aid for farmers, sir. So no allocation has been made in the budget on Super 6, sir. Sir, all I would say that Election Commission and Supreme Court have to take a decision that whether party fails to implement its manifesto should be taken seriously and take action, sir. Sir, Honorable President mentioned about Work Act amendment in para 3 of the address, sir. Sir, JPC has submitted its report on work bill, sir. Our YSR Congress party is not in favor of this bill, sir. You should not pass this bill, sir, in a hurry, sir. Sir, regarding census. Sir, we are in the process of undertaking census in the country. We welcome this. Since census is the only source at village, town and ward level, which provide valuable information for planning and formation of policies and programs, sir. Helps in effective public administration, helps in delimitation, reservation of constituencies, a part of other uses, sir. We have census office in all the states and union undertaking, sir. But it is more than 10 years since AP has been bifurcated, but so far no census office in Andhra Pradesh has been set up by Government of India, sir. Sir, even a small undertaking in Lakshadweep, Union Territory of Lakshadweep has its own Director of Census Operations in Kavaravasi. But unfortunately, AP Census Directorate office is located in different states, sir. Telangana, sir, and is being operated from a small room in the Census Director of Telangana State, sir. This creates a lot of problems for officials working from a small room, and they have been demanding for a separate census office in AP, sir. And it's high time to set up a Directorate of Census Operations in AP without any further delay, and the census process is going to start anytime soon, sir. Sir, regarding Visakhapatnam steel project, sir. In the recent Union Minister has, Kumar Swamiji has announced package for revival of Visakhapatnam steel project, sir.
माननीय सुब्बा रेड्डी जी, आपका समय खत्म हुआ।
Thanks, sir. You adjust my party these things, sir. Just one issue I have to mention, sir.
The time will go from your party.
No issue, sir. Only one last point, sir, regarding steel plant, sir. This economic survey tells us that infrastructure-focused growth state has been driven steel in demand in India, sir. This means to have created a strong production phase 2. However, despite of our capacity to be a net exporter of steel, we have been importing more than we have been exporting, sir. Due to the Andhra Pradesh people's easiness, pleas and the YSRP's relentless efforts, the Union Minister for Steel has promised reopening of the third blast furnace by July 2025, sir. The centre has taken the responsibility of making it a good concern, sir. A package of 11,440 crores has been approved for this. It is with significant hurdles. You must treat this and disease and not the symptoms, sir. The YRCP has prolonged long-term solutions before one very valuable opportunity exists, viable opportunity exists in merging the RIN with Steel Authority of India Limited, sir. SAIL, sir. The YSR Congress Party has been noting constantly that cost mismanagement, including the failure to pay employees' salaries have been not paid, sir, for almost 4 or 5 months, sir.
Please conclude. Please conclude now.
And employees' salaries on time, and the removal of elements and the misuse of Provident Fund contributions led to the lack of trust of employees, sir. The plant need a long, well-planned tax holiday, sir, along with access to allocated captive mines for raw material self-sufficiency, sir. Only these long-term solutions can truly revive the plant, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, माननीय सुब्बा रेड्डी जी, आपने जो भी फैक्चुअल एलिगेशंस लगाए हैं उनको ऑथेंटिकेट करके आप
I will submit, sir. I will submit, sir. I will submit.
माननीय honorable members, message from Lok Sabha Secretary General.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha at its sitting held on the 3rd of February 2025 adopted the following 3 motions recommending to the Rajya Sabha that Rajya Sabha do agree to nominate 1. 7 members from Rajya Sabha to associate with the Committee on Public Accounts of the House for the term beginning on the 1st of May 2025 and ending on the 30th April 2026. 2. 7 members from Rajya Sabha to associate with the Committee on Public Undertakings of the House for the term beginning on the 1st of May 2025 and ending on the 30th April 2026. And 3. 10 members from Rajya Sabha to associate with the Committee on the Welfare of Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes of the House for the term beginning on the 1st of May 2025 and ending on 30th April 2026, and do communicate to the Lok Sabha the names of members so nominated by Rajya Sabha.
Honorable Sri Vaiko. Honorable Vaiko, not present. Mani Sri Milind Murli Devra.
सर, सबसे पहले आपने मुझे राष्ट्रपति जी के अभिभाषण पर बोलने का एक अवसर दिया। प्लीज़, इसके लिए मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ। सर, मैं मानता हूँ कि राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने भाषण में भारत की जो इतिहास है, जो प्रगति हुआ है, भविष्य में हमारे सामने क्या चुनौतियाँ हैं, क्या अवसर है, उन्होंने बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से हाईलाइट किया। So first of all, the world today is a very different world. आज पूरी विश्व में हमें राजनीतिक एक प्रकार से अस्थिरता दिखाई दे रही है। There are all kinds of political, technological disruptions happening. मैं जब राजनीतिक अस्थिरता की बात करता हूँ, आप अमेरिका का उदाहरण लीजिएगा, यूके, फ्रांस, दक्षिण कोरिया, बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका, और इस राजनीतिक अस्थिरता में मैं पूरी कॉन्फिडेंस से, दृढ़ता से कह सकता हूं कि भारत आज एक एक्सेप्शन है। और हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो लगातार इस सरकार को एक हैट्रिक, थर्ड टर्म उन्होंने जीत स्वीकार किया है, इसका साफ मतलब है कि भारत की जनता सरकार की नीतियों और दृष्टिकोण पर खुश है, संतुष्ट है और भरोसा जता रहे। सो इन माय ओपिनियन, द प्रेसिडेंट्स एड्रेस and the finance minister's budget, I think, have captured the challenges and the opportunities that lie before India, and they have clearly indicated that whether you look at trade wars, shifting geopolitical alliances, or emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, India has been alerted and is getting prepared to lead the world in the future. सर, हमारे लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन ने अपने भाषण के शुरुआत में उन्होंने पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी को ट्रिब्यूट दिया। सर, मैं भी एक नॉन पार्टिजन पॉइंट आपके अनुमति लेकर रेज करना चाहता हूँ। डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी मेरे एक क्लोज फैमिली फ्रेंड मैं कह सकता हूँ थे, एक प्रकार से एक मेंटर थे, और मैं भी उनको ट्रिब्यूट देना चाहता हूँ। और मनमोहन सिंह जी की जो सबसे बड़ी जो अचीवमेंट, उपलब्धि, मेरा मानना है दैट वाज द इंडो यूएस न्यूक्लियर एग्रीमेंट ऑफ 2005। सर, आज मैं कह सकता हूँ कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ कि भारत की जो न्यूक्लियर जर्नी है, दैट हैज़ ऑलवेज बिन गाइडेड बाय वन प्रिंसिपल, एंड दैट इज इंडियाज नेशनल इंटरेस्ट। अक्रॉस गवर्नमेंट्स, प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स हैव डेमोन्स्ट्रेटेड अनवेवरिंग रिजॉल्व in securing our sovereignty and our energy security. 1998 में जब हमारे पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने पोखरान न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट कंडक्ट किया, that was a very bold step which was taken despite global sanctions and ensured India's strategic autonomy. I was not an MP back then, but as a 21-year-old young person, I felt this was necessary, and I took great pride in this very courageous decision. Subsequently, 7 years later, when Dr. Manmohan Singh visited the United States and built on this foundation, and secured the Indo-US nuclear deal, India's nuclear isolation globally had come to an end, and the world recognized India as a responsible nuclear power. I had the honor, sir, in 2005 of speaking in the Lok Sabha as a young MP at the age of 28 in favor of the Indo-US nuclear deal. And I think that one point which is very clear, that this bipartisan commitment which cuts across party line, that when it comes to India's sovereignty and India's security, the country must speak in one voice. The world now recognizes us as a responsible nuclear power, and I'm extremely grateful to the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, for initiating the next step of reforms in the nuclear sector that will ensure that we remain a leader in nuclear energy. So in the budget speech of the Finance Minister, in this budget and in the last budget, the Finance Minister spoke about how India plans to undertake major reforms in its nuclear sector. So भारत एक और historic, एक ऐतिहासिक economic reform करने जा रहा है, which will allow private sector participation in nuclear energy generation. And why is this important? I want to draw the House's attention. Today, China plans to expand its nuclear energy share to 18% of its energy mix, which is 400 gigawatts by the year 2060. A country like France, a developed country, generates 2/3, 63% of its energy from nuclear. The US has also renewed its focus on small modular reactors. So I'm very excited that my generation saw the economic reforms of 1991. We saw the opening of India's space sector under Modi ji to the private sector. And today we are going to witness the opening and unleashing of India's nuclear power to the private sector and to investors. So मैं भारत के परमाणु ऊर्जा क्षेत्र को प्राइवेट सेक्टर के लिए खोलने के लिए सरकार को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूं, धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं और बधाई देना चाहता हूं। यह कदम भारत को अपनी बढ़ती एनर्जी नीड्स को पूरा करने में मदद करेगा और फॉसिल फ्यूल्स पर जो हमारी डिपेंडेंस है, जो निर्भरता है, वो इससे बहुत कम होगी। I welcome the government's announcement of a nuclear energy mission which aims to develop 100 gigawatts of nuclear energy by the year 2047, when we will complete 100 years of India's independence. This reform, in my opinion, sir, is very critical to secure our growth needs and our energy needs. सर, जहाँ तक ग्रीन ट्रांजिशन की बात है, हमारे एनवायरनमेंट मिनिस्टर थे अभी और हमारे जी किशन रेड्डी जी भी है जो माइनिंग के मंत्री है. In my opinion, green transition is very dependent on these two ministries also. And for this, Kishan ji, which the finance minister has correctly outlined, we must reduce our dependence on foreign countries for critical minerals like lithium. सर, मैंने इस सदन में भी कहा और मैं इस बात को दोहराना चाहता हूँ कि आज किसी भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस का आप उदाहरण लीजिए, मोबाइल फ़ोन से लेकर टेलीविज़न से लेकर गाड़ी तक, उसमें जहाँ इलेक्ट्रिक बैटरी है, उस बैटरी का जो कोर कंपोनेंट, कोर रेयर अर्थ है, उस रेयर अर्थ का नाम लिथियम है. फॉर दिस वी मस्ट ऑल्सो इनिशिएट अ वेरी रोबस्ट revolution in the electric vehicle space. We must scale up our green hydrogen production. And I think it's very important to note what progress we have made in the last decade. 2014, India's renewable energy capacity was 85 gigawatts. Today, 11 years later, India's renewable energy capacity is more than 210 gigawatts, which is a 150% increase in expanding our renewable energy capacity. The National Green Hydrogen Mission will build 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen capacity by 2030, which will attract, बहुत से लोग, मुझे यकीन है कि आने वाले भाषणों में रोजगार के बारे में बात करेंगे. ये ग्रीन एनर्जी सेक्टर से केवल नेशनल हाइड्रोजन मिशन के माध्यम से we will be able to attract 8 lakh crores of investment and create 600,000 jobs, 6 lakh jobs. Also, the cabinet's nod to the National Critical Mineral Mission, I think with an outlay of about 35,000 crore rupees over 5 to 10 years, will help us build a very robust supply chain for these technologies, for green technologies. These will create jobs, and these are at the core of ensuring our national security. Sir, राष्ट्रपति जी ने अपने भाषण में हमारे फॉरेन पॉलिसी, हमारे इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी की बात भी कही. मैं उस बात पे 1-2 पॉइंट्स कहना चाहूँगा. I can say today with great confidence that the biggest transformation under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's leadership has been the alignment of India's foreign policy with our national security objectives. हमारे नीरज भाई ने अपने भाषण में 370 के बारे में उन्होंने आपने उल्लेख किया. Sir, today's strong and decisive action has led to peace, stability, and economic growth in Kashmir. I say this as a Mumbaiker. मैंने कई बार कहा, मैं और एक बार दोहराना चाहूँगा. एक मुंबईकर होने के नाते जब 26/11 हुई थी, वो मेरे निर्वाचन क्षेत्र में हुआ था. And today, for over 10 years, there has not been a single terrorist attack in any major Indian city. Sir, defense production की जब बात होती है, 2014 में defense production in India was 46,000 crore rupees. Today, because of initiative after initiative, defense production in India is almost 1.3 lakh crore rupees. इसके साथ साथ भारत अब 90 देशों को डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है, जो हमारी बढ़ती आत्मनिर्भरता का एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण प्रमाण है. सर, मेरे मित्र डेरेक ओब्रायन जी ने अपने भाषण में उन्होंने कई पिक्चर्स के बारे में, ऑस्कर अवार्ड्स के बारे में उन्होंने आलोचना हाईलाइट किया. मैं कहूँगा कि मेरे मित्र है, उनकी भी जो भाषण थी, इट वाज एन ऑस्कर वर्दी स्पीच. But he spoke about economic inequalities. He said that there are growing economic inequalities, that incomes are rising, but inequality is getting bigger. The fact is, he's right. One can't deny that. But what is the solution? The solution is aggressive economic growth. So, मैं जिस मुंबई में रहता हूँ, वहाँ आपको सड़कों पे कैपिटलिज्म और सोशलिज्म दोनों साथ में कोएग्जिस्ट होते हैं. I am not a big proponent of capitalism as being the solution or of socialism. Both are imperfect solutions in my opinion. किसी एक महान इकोनॉमिस्ट ने एक बार कहा कि capitalism is the unequal distribution of wealth, but socialism is the equal distribution of poverty. So what we need to ensure aggressive growth is a slew of policies that will allow India to compete globally. आज मैं गर्व से कह सकता हूँ कि India is the fastest growing economy, pegged to grow at 6.6% growth in 2025. सर, रोजगार की जो बात है, पिछले 10 सालों में रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी से लेकर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में 17 crore new jobs have been adding, spanning agriculture, services and manufacturing in the last decade. GST collections की जब बात होती है, पिछले 7 वर्षों में in 2017 GST collections were only 95,000 crore rupees. Today, GST collections 1 year ago are at 1.5 lakh crore rupees per month. Infrastructure spending. 10 years ago, infrastructure spending, capital expenditure was 2.51 lakh crore rupees. Today, 10 years ago, infrastructure spending's capital expenditure is 11.2 crore rupees. PM Awas Yojana, 3.5 crore new homes have been built, which have transformed rural and urban housing. Jal Jeevan Mission, drinking water expanded in 5 years from 3.2 crores in 2019 to almost 14 crores today in 2024. But in my opinion, the greatest achievement from an economic parameter point of view is the success of UPI. In December 2024, in 1 month, in just 1 month, India registered 16.73 billion transactions on UPI. सर, आज पूरे विश्व में जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर विच कंट्री विल डोमिनेट, वो टेक्नोलॉजी पर निर्भर है, और उस टेक्नोलॉजी का नाम है AI, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। अमेरिका ने कुछ ही समय पहले, 10 दिन पहले, डोनाल्ड ट्रंप राष्ट्रपति बनने के बाद, शपथ लेने के तुरंत बाद, उन्होंने देश के सबसे बड़े टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनियों के साथ एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में उन्होंने एक $500 बिलियन का AI इनिशिएटिव कॉल्ड प्रोजेक्ट स्टारगेट अनाउंस किया। उसके तुरंत बाद चीन ने एक डीप सीक AI को घोषित किया, जो उन्होंने कहा कि दिस इज 100 times cheaper than what American companies are spending on artificial intelligence, and it will consume 100 times less power. Today, I want to congratulate the government for launching the National Artificial Intelligence Mission and for developing India's own artificial intelligence model with 18,000 graphics processor units. But in my opinion, sir, the future, artificial intelligence is one technology. We must think of nuclear energy. We must think of also future technologies like quantum computing. With these words, I want to congratulate the President, the government for these initiatives, and I hope कई चीज़ों पे हमें राजनीति करना पड़ता है, but when it comes to the issue of India's sovereignty, like I mentioned, where I credited from Vajpayee ji, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, on these issues which concern the country, we must rise above politics and do what is best for India and its future generation. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद देवड़ा जी। श्री गुलाम अली, श्री गुलाम अली, नहीं, श्री एम मोहम्मद अब्दुल्ला। Yes.
Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir, for giving this opportunity to me to speak on motion of thanks on the President address. Sir, it was mentioned in the President address that the government has undertaken many historic initiatives. Sir, though I am sitting in opposition, I agree this government is making historic initiative. For being an opposition MP, it doesn't mean that I have to oppose everything done by the government. Sir, now I explain how this government is making history. Sir, before 2,300 years, Alexander the Great came to India, and he had a battle with the then ruler, Porus Elias Purushothaman. The war went on months. Usually, wherever Alexander goes, he gets victory in a few days or a week time. But it was a very tough battle for him. At last, he got a victory. Porus made to stand in front of Alexander. But Alexander immediately released the Porus and told him that I have never seen such a courageous person in the world. You are at par with me. I release you. You take back your land. You can rule over your land. Nowadays, we are not enemies, we are friends, he said. Porus called for a grand dinner to commemorate this new friendship. In that dinner, food was served in a plate. As soon as he saw the plate, he got shocked and he wondered. He told to Porus that, I know you are a rich man, but I didn't realize that you are this much wealthy to use this kind of plate. Sir, can you imagine by which metal that plate is made of? It was not by gold. It was not by the platinum. It was not by the silver. It was made by the aluminum. Those days, aluminum was the costly and precious metal. After 2,300 years, this government made aluminum as a precious and costly metal by imposing 18% GST. This is the way this government is recreating history. Sir, while the Honorable President read out the speech prepared by the Union government, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, appointed by the Honorable President, fails to comply with the long-lasting tradition and President of the country and adopts a confrontation approach towards the government of Tamil Nadu. One of the most glaring omissions in the President address was the continued centralization of power and the undermining of states' autonomy. Tamil Nadu, like many other states, has experienced a growing concentration of power in the hands of union government. The most recent and highly continuous issue is the office of the governor. Over the years, we have seen the governor, an office that is supposed to be apolitical and neutral, become a tool of political interference from the center. The President address completely failed to address this issue. Yes. Despite its being a source of much unrest in Tamil Nadu, the delay in the assent of bill passed by the Tamil Nadu Assembly has become a recurring issue. The union government has done nothing to prevent these delays, which serve to undermine the will of the people of Tamil Nadu as expressed through their elected representative. In this context, the DMK-led Tamil Nadu state government has rightly called for a code of conduct for governors. We believe it is crucial to introduce clear, binding rules that govern the behavior of governors, including imposing specific time frame for them to decide on bills and files sent by state governments. Such measures are essential to ensure that governors act impartially and without political interference. The union government's failure to address this issue in the President's speech speaks volume about its reckless to address growing concern around federalism and the state autonomy. The speech delivered by the Honorable President offered a sanitized portrayal of India's current situation, neglecting to confront the urgent issues that continue to devastate the lives of everyday citizens. Key government failures were notably absent, such as the ongoing crisis in Manipur, which has resulted in significant loss of life and disruption in the strategically important region. Additionally, the repeated scandals involved exam leak, which have eroded public confidence in the recruiting system, were ignored. Meanwhile, inflation is placing considerable pressure on the financial well-being of the general population. The depreciation of Indian rupee stands as a clear sign of government's inability to stabilize the economy. Sir, I remember the present minister of this ruling party, present ministers who are all sitting here in this ruling party, jumping up and down when the dollar was around 50 rupees. Today, the dollar is fastly approaching rupees 100, and they are sitting here only. And the present finance minister says the dollar is strengthening and the rupee is not getting weaker, while the conveniently failing to strengthen the Indian rupee. Despite these troubling signs, the President's speech painted an overly optimistic picture, highlighting economic reliances and growth without addressing the deeper structure issues that continue to leave the common citizens struggling. The speech also failed to acknowledge critical concerns such as corporate favorism, environmental harm, and escalating social unrest. Loan waivers to major corporates totaling around 14 lakh crore between 2015 and 2025 have not translated into meaningful job creation or infrastructure projects. The President address overlooked several critical issues, including the farmers' demand for legal guarantee of minimum support price. Despite ongoing protests and widespread calls for action, social tension have reached an unprecedented level, but the speech chooses to emphasize accomplishments that feel increasingly disconnected from the pressing challenges faced by the public, offering a narrative more focused on self-praise on addressing the true struggle of people. The speech, which highlighted the union government's so-called achievements, failed to truly reflect the ground realities faced by the states like Tamil Nadu. While the address made frequent reference to development in various regions, it overlooked some of the most pressing issues affecting the people of Tamil Nadu, issue that speaks to the heart of governance, federalism, and the relationship between union and the state government. As a member of parliament representing Tamil Nadu, it is my responsibility to bring the forefront the problems that directly impact the state which I belong to, and the issues that have been ignored or downplayed by the union government in the President's speech. Tamil Nadu has always been a state that values its autonomy and has fearlessly upheld the principles of federalism. The state has historically played a critical role in social, political, and economic progress of India. However, over the last few years, the union government has systematically eroded the very foundation of cooperative federalism, undermining the autonomy of states like Tamil Nadu and disregarding the will of people who elected their state government. The government's speech has neglected to address the serious economic challenges that Tamil Nadu faces. Tamil Nadu is one of the largest contributors to the national GDP. Yet the state continues to treat it unfairly when it comes to resource allocation. Despite its significant contributions, Tamil Nadu received disproportionately low funding for critical areas such as infrastructure development, education, healthcare, and welfare schemes. This disparity in the resource allocation has a long-term consequence of people of Tamil Nadu, sir. Take for example, the state infrastructure projects. Tamil Nadu is home to some of the busiest ports and cities in the country, and yet the funding for vital infrastructure projects has been slow and inadequate. Chennai Port, one of the largest port in India, oldest port in India, continue to face delay in expansion project, affecting not just Tamil Nadu, but also the national trade. Not only Tamil Nadu, for national trade also. The union government's claim of economic success stands in stark contrast to the reality faced across the country. While the center promotes its narrative of economic progress, people nationwide are grappling with the rising joblessness, economic inequality, and stagnation in key sectors. The government's failure to address these pressing issues in the President's address highlights its indifference to widespread challenges affecting the entire nation. Sir, the union government has failed the people of Tamil Nadu in the education sector in several key areas. Sir, in Tamil Nadu, education is the religion. Education is the religion for Tamil people. Education is the religion for Tamil Nadu. This is the very key sector for us. Tamil Nadu has a well-established education system that has a long prioritized regional language instruction. However, in the President's address has raised a significant concern. The policy mandates Hindi as a compulsory subject, a move that has been widely rejected in Tamil Nadu. The state has always championed the right to preserve and promote its own language, and the imposition of Hindi in schools is seen as an infringement of Tamil culture and heritage. The President's address overlooks this strong opposition and the broader issue of educational autonomy. Additionally, the union government's decision to withhold funds from PM Shri schools under Service Shikha Abhiyan in Tamil Nadu further exemplifies its negligence. This decision is not just a bureaucratic matter, sir. It is directly affect the future of students in the state. It highlights the union government's continued disregard for the Tamil Nadu's need. The state has constantly opposed the NEP 2020, particularly the three-language policy, as it undermines state autonomy. The Tamil Nadu government has the right to shape its education system according to the need and aspiration of its people. Yet this crucial issue was entirely ignored in the President's speech, which failed to address the disparities faced by the students in the state. Continued series of paper leaks that have shaken public trust in government recruitment process found no mention. The union government's failure to recognize the need for equitable resource distribution, the disregard for the autonomy of states, and the failure to address the pressing concern of the state like Tamil Nadu are not just political issues. They are issues that affects the lives of millions of people. The union government's approach has been one of the centralization and disrespect for the diverse need of our country. Instead of fostering an environment of cooperation and mutual respect between the union and state government, it is sought to impose a one-size-fits-all approach that fails to acknowledge regional diversity and local need. As an elected representative from Tamil Nadu, I'll continue to raise these issues, demand accountability, and seek justice for the people of Tamil Nadu. Sir, it is crucial that we restore the spirit of cooperative federalism and ensure the state like Tamil Nadu receive the resources and respect they deserve. I conclude by saying that President's address was a missed opportunity to address these critical issues. It failed to acknowledge the real struggle of the state like Tamil Nadu and ignore the need for the meaningful reforms, government and resource distribution. Honorable Chairman, sir, I want to conclude. We are just an opposition side, but we are not enemies of house. The treasury benches always have to take the opposition benches into consideration during the session. It was said not by Abdullah, it was said by your honorable leader, former Prime Minister Adal Bihari Vajpayee ji. I want you to remember his words. With this I conclude, sir. Thank you.
धन्यवाद. Thank you. श्री मुजीबुल्लाह खान. श्री मुजीबुल्लाह खान 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
धन्यवाद उपाध्यक्ष महोदय. मैं अपने आप को बहुत गर्व महसूस करता हूं कि महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी उड़ीसा से हैं, इसलिए मुझे बहुत गर्व महसूस होता है. हमारे राष्ट्रपति महोदय ने जो अभिभाषण किया था उसमें सबसे बड़ी बात ये थी कि आदिवासियों को न्याय देने के लिए सरकार पूरी कोशिश कर रही है. तो मेरा मानना है कि एक जो प्रोजेक्ट बन रहा है जिसके बारे में अभी नोकझोंक हो रहा था, पोलावरम प्रोजेक्ट, वो प्रोजेक्ट के हाइट के बारे में हम लोग थोड़ा चिंतित हैं. उड़ीसा के तत्कालीन मुख्यमंत्री नवीन पटनायक इसके बारे में कई बार आंध्र प्रदेश के चीफ मिनिस्टर को, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री को बार बार खत लिखे थे कि उसके हाइट को लेके, हाइट कितना बढ़ रहा है. हाइट बढ़ने की वजह से हमारा जो मलकानगिरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट है उड़ीसा में, आदिवासी बहुल जिला, जिस जिला में 90% से ज़्यादा आदिवासी रहते हैं, उनके ज़मीनें, उनके घर, ये सब पानी में डूब जाएंगे. करीब करीब 30-35 हज़ार लोग प्रभावित होंगे और उसमें से 90% आदिवासी लोग हैं. तो उसके बारे में अभी तक किसी ने कोई स्टेटमेंट नहीं दिया है, किसी ने कुछ बताया नहीं है कि उनको कैसा थैथान किया जाएगा, उनको कैसा एस्टेब्लिशमेंट किया जाएगा, क्योंकि उनके ज़मीनें, उनके घर और जंगल ये सब पानी में डूब जाएगा. तो सबसे बड़ी बात है कि हम लोग आदिवासी विकास का बात करते हैं, लेकिन अभी जो समस्या मलकानगिरी जिला में हुआ है उसको कैसा निपटा जाए. दूसरी बात, केंदू लीफ, केंदू का पत्ता जो तोड़ते हैं, आदिवासी महिला लोग ज़्यादा उसमें काम करते हैं. केंदू पत्ता तोड़ के अपने बच्चों को पालते हैं, अपने बच्चों को शिक्षा देते हैं, इंसान बनाते हैं. उस केंदू पत्ता के ऊपर 18% GST का टैक्स लगाया जाता है. तो मेरा मानना है कि 18% GST टैक्स अगर केंदू पत्ता में लगेगा तो ज़्यादा प्रभावित आदिवासी महिलाएं होंगे. उनको कैसा उससे बचाया जा सकता है, इसको लेके कई बार हमारे तत्कालीन मुख्यमंत्री नवीन पटनायक जी ने चिट्ठी लिखा था, कई बार डिस्कशन किए थे कि केंदू पत्ता से एटलीस्ट 18% GST उठा देना चाहिए, टोटल GST रखना ही नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि वो आदिवासी महिला लोगों का मामला है जो कि मेहनत करके जंगल से केंदू पत्ता तोड़ते हैं और सरकार को लाभ पहुंचाते हैं. सर, कनेक्टिविटी के बारे में बात हुआ, रेलवे के बारे में बात हुआ, रेलवे लाइन के बारे में बात हुआ. रेलवे लाइन कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी तक हुआ, हमारे लिए सबके लिए गर्व की बात है, बहुत खुशी की बात है. मैं उड़ीसा के बारे में कहना चाहता हूं कि मैं जब छोटा था, बचपन से बहुत साल से मैं सुन रहा हूं, खोर्धा बलांगीर रेल लाइन जो है वो 300 किलोमीटर का है, 301 किलोमीटर का है, और आज तक इतना साल हुआ कंप्लीट नहीं हो पा रहा है. बलांगीर के साइड से आधा हुआ है, खोर्धा के साइड से आधा हुआ है, बीच का रह गया. तो मैं केंद्र सरकार से अनुरोध करूंगा और इसलिए भी कहना चाहूंगा कि हमारे जो मंत्री है, रेल मंत्री है, वो हमारे उड़ीसा से है. तो जल्द से जल्द वो जो कनेक्टिविटी का समस्या हमारे उड़ीसा में है उसको कैसा दूर किया जाएगा और खुर्दा बलांगीर रास्ता कैसा कंप्लीट किया जाएगा, उस पर ध्यान देने का बहुत जरूरी है. अध्यक्ष महोदय, बहुत साल से हमारे उड़ीसा में स्पेशल कैटेगरी स्टेट के लिए हम लोग जिद कर रहे हैं, इसके लिए कि वहाँ नेचुरल कैलामिटी है, बाढ़ आता है, तूफान आता है, इसीलिए हर वक्त उड़ीसा जूझते रहता है बाढ़ और तूफान से. इसीलिए हमारे तत्कालीन सरकार से लेके आज तक सब बोला करते थे कि डबल इंजन सरकार होगा तो जरूर करेंगे। अभी डबल इंजन सरकार हो चुका है। मैं केंद्र सरकार से भी अनुरोध करना चाहता हूं आपके माध्यम से कि कम से कम स्पेशल कैटेगरी स्टेट का दर्जा उड़ीसा को देना चाहिए या स्पेशल पैकेज देना चाहिए। सबको एक स्पेशल पैकेज दिया जा रहा है, उड़ीसा को दिया नहीं जा रहा है अध्यक्ष महोदय। इसीलिए हमारा डिमांड है कि उड़ीसा को स्पेशल पैकेज कम से कम दिया जाए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
श्री सुभाष चंद्र बोस तेलुगु में बोलेंगे।
Thank you very much, sir, for giving me the opportunity on presidential address. గౌరవ రాష్ట్రపతి గారు ఉభయ సభల్ని ఉద్దేశించి పార్లమెంట్ సభలను ఉద్దేశించి చేసే ప్రసంగానికి ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ అధ్యక్ష, ఈరోజు నాకు ఇచ్చిన ఈ అవకాశంలో అతి ప్రధానమైనటువంటి సమస్య ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రంలో వ్యవసాయదారులు మరి చాలా సంక్షోభమైన పరిస్థితులు ఉన్నారు అని తెలియజేయడానికి మరి నాకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు చాలా ధన్యవాదాలు. అంత సంక్షోభం ఉండడానికి గల కారణాలు ఏమిటి? ఎందుకు ప్రధానంగా వరి పండించే వ్యవసాయదారులు ఎందుకు సంక్షోభంలోకి వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉన్నారు? దీన్ని అటు కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం కూడా ఆదుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. మరి గత ప్రభుత్వంలో గత ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు శ్రీ వైఎస్ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు ఏవే కార్యక్రమాలు అమలు చేసి రైతులను ఆదుకున్నారు. మరి ఈ ప్రభుత్వం ఎందుకు ఆదుకోవట్లేదు? కారణం ఏంటి? ఆదాయం మారలేదు, జనాభా మారలేదు, ఖర్చులు మారలేదు, మరి ఎందుకు అంత నిర్లక్ష్యం వహిస్తూ ఉన్నారు రైతులు అనే విషయాన్ని ఒకసారి ఈ సభ ద్వారా వినండి, పూర్తిగా వినండి. కంగారు పడతారే, వైఆర్ యు సో హర్రీ, ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్, ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్, ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్, చెప్తాను, ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్, మాట్లాడినివ్వండి. ఎందుకు వెర్రీ పడిపోతారు? దానికి కారణం అని దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఫాల్స్. నేను చెప్తాను, వినండి, మాట్లాడండి. జరిగేసి ఎందుకంటే కంగారు పడతారు? కంగారు పడకండి, వినండి, వినండి, ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్, ప్లీజ్. ఎందుకు చేస్తారు? ఎందుకు వెయిట్ చేస్తారు? ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్ చేయండి. ఎట్లాగా కారణాలు ఏంటనేది దీన్ని ఎవరిని నిందించడానికి కానీ మాట్లాడట్లేదు. కేవలం రైతు యొక్క సంక్షేమాన్ని దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకుని కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం సహాయం ఎక్కువగా తీసుకురావాలని రాష్ట్రానికి ప్రధానమైనటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం యొక్క సహాయం రాష్ట్రానికి ఎక్కువగా మాట్లాడుతున్నాను నేను. మరి దీన్ని కొంచెం కంగారు పడకండి, దయచేసి సాగండి.
మాన్య సదస్య
దాని కారణాలు ఏంటంటే
प्लीज माननीय सदस्य बोले, उनको बीच में डिस्टर्ब करना उचित नहीं है, उनको बोलने दीजिए। वो कोई गलत बात करते हैं तो असंसदीय बात होगी तो अपने आप कट जाएगी, और उनके बोलने के बाद में आप अपना कोई प्रतिरोध करना चाहे तो कर सकते हैं जी। हाँ बोलिए.
దానికి కారణాలు కూడా చెప్తాను అధ్యక్ష. ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్లో సముద్ర తీర ప్రాంతం, కోస్టల్ లైన్ దాదాపుగా 974 కిలోమీటర్లు ఉంది. అంటే ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ స్టేట్ అంతా కూడా ది ఎంటైర్ స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ సైక్లోన్ ఏరియా. మొత్తం రాష్ట్రం అంతా కూడా సైక్లోన్ ఏరియా. 3 ప్రాంతాలు, ఒకటి రాయలసీమ, 2 సర్కారు జిల్లాలు, 3 ఉత్తరాంధ్ర. ఈ 3 ప్రాంతాలు కూడా ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రంలో ఉన్నాయి. వ్యవసాయం అంత లాభదాయకమైనటువంటి రంగం కాదు. మరి ఈ లాభదాయకమైన రంగం కాదు కాబట్టి దాన్ని ఆదుకోవాల్సిన బాధ్యత ఉన్న ప్రభుత్వాలు కొంచెం నిస్సహాయతతో ఉన్నాయి. కాబట్టి ఈవేళ ప్రధానంగా మరి ప్రస్తావిస్తూ ఉన్నాను. ఇది వారికి ఏం వ్యతిరేకంగా మాట్లాడట్లేదు. కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం నుంచి అత్యధికంగా సహాయం రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వ రైతులకు తీసుకురావాలనేదే నా యొక్క ఆకాంక్ష, నా యొక్క అభిలాష కూడా. మరి దాని గురించి మీరు దెబ్బలాడుతున్నారంటే కేవలం ఇక్కడ రాజకీయాలకే పరిమితం చేయొద్దు. దయచేసి వినండి పూర్తిగా. మరి వీరు సైక్లోన్ ఫ్లోర్ ఏరియా వ్యవసాయం లాభదాయకం కాదు అని ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే ఇక్కడ ప్రతి 3 సంవత్సరాలకు ఒకసారి తుఫాను కాటుకు దొరికిపోతూ ఉంటారు రైతులు, కాటుకు బలవుతూ ఉంటారు, అంటే తుఫాను వల్ల నష్టపోతూ ఉంటారు. 2 సంవత్సరాలు ఏదో కొద్ది లాభం వస్తూ ఉంటుంది, 3వ సంవత్సరం తుఫాను వల్ల తీవ్రంగా నష్టపోయి మరలా నష్టాల్లో పడిపోతూ ఉంటారు. ఈ తుఫాను వల్ల నష్టపోతూ ఉన్నారు. అందుచేత వీళ్ళని ఆదుకోవడానికి గత ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు ఏం చేశారో ఒక 11 స్కీములు పెట్టారు రైతులందరికీ కూడా. ఈవేళ ఆ 11 స్కీముల్ని ఈవేళ దెబ్బలు ఇక్కడ నా మీద పోరాటం చేస్తున్నారు లేచి, వారిద్దరూ సమాధానం చెప్తే చాలా సంతోషిస్తాను. ఈ 11 స్కీములు కూడా పూర్తిగా కంప్లీట్గా మరి దాన్ని క్లోజ్ చేశారు కాబట్టి అది మరలా ఓపెన్ చేయడానికి కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం సహాయం కావాలి మనకి. ఈ 11 స్కీములు కూడా మళ్ళీ అమలు జరపకపోతే రైతులందరూ కూడా మైగ్రేట్ అయిపోయే పరిస్థితి కూడా ఉంది. అంత దారుణంగా ఉంది. వేరే ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారంటే ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రైతాంగం 52 లక్షల మంది రైతులు ఉన్నారు అధ్యక్ష. ఈ 52 లక్షల మందిలో మరి సొంతంగా వ్యవసాయం చేసే పెద్ద రైతులు 10 నుంచి 15 ఎకరాలు పైన ఉన్న రైతులు 15% మందే ఉన్నారు. మిగతా 85%లో 45% కౌలుదారులు, 40% స్మాల్ అండ్ మారిజినల్ ఫార్మర్స్, 40% టెనెంట్ ఫార్మర్స్. అంటే 85% రైతులు అందరూ కూడా పేదవారు. మరి వీళ్ళందరినీ ఆదుకోవడానికి ఆనాడు జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు ఇచ్చిన కార్యక్రమాలు ఒకసారి మనం చూసినట్టయితే, అంటే ఇది ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నానంటే మరలా ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు అవసరమో ఇవన్నీ అమలు చేయవలసిన బాధ్యత ప్రభుత్వం మీద ఉంది అని చెప్పడానికి మాత్రమే చెప్తూ ఉన్నాను అధ్యక్ష. దానికి కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం కూడా సహాయం చేయవలసిన అవసరం ఉంది. దానికి రైతు భరోసా పథకం, ఈ రైతు భరోసా పథకం అంటే an amount of 13,500 is provided to all the farmers across the state per year. ప్రతి రైతుకి ఆఖరికి 50 సెంట్లు భూమి ఉన్న రైతుకు కూడా 13,500 ఇచ్చారు. దాంట్లో 6,000 పిఎం కిసాన్ పథకం నుంచి, స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ 7,500, 13,500 రూపాయలు ఇచ్చారు. ఆ పథకం మంజూరు చేయాలంటే ప్రధానమంత్రి గారు ఇచ్చినటువంటి 6,000 కూడా ఇంకా పెంచవలసినటువంటి అవసరం ఉంది అని తెలియజేస్తూ ఉన్నాను నేను. అది వద్దని చెప్తుంటే పోనీ మీరు ఇద్దరు లేసి వద్దని చెప్పండి, తప్పేమీ లేదు, దానికి సంతోషిస్తాను. అట్లాగే 0 వడ్డీ స్కీమ్. 0 వడ్డీ స్కీమ్ అంటే 0% ఇంట్రెస్ట్తో రైతుకు రుణం ఇవ్వటం. అంటే ది ఎంటైర్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ పెయిడ్ బై ది గవర్నమెంట్. ఇది సెకండ్ స్కీమ్. ఇది ది మెయిన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది స్కీమ్ ఈజ్ ది వెల్ఫేర్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫార్మర్స్. Under this scheme, interest subsidy is provided to the farmers availing crop loan up to 1 lakh. That is second scheme. Third scheme, free crop insurance scheme. Free crop insurance scheme is provided to all the farmers across the state. The scheme aims to provide free cover of protection to the farmers against all the excessive climate changes, national calamities. For this scheme, the farmer paid only 1 rupee as a token amount for enrollment. Only 1 rupee per acre. మరి ఇటువంటి మంచి స్కీములన్నీ కూడా ఆగిపోతూ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి ఈ సభ ద్వారా మా ఆవేదన వ్యక్తం చేస్తున్నాం రైతుల తరఫుగా. అలాగే జలకళ స్కీమ్. అండర్ దిస్ స్కీమ్, ది ఫార్మర్ గాట్ బెనిఫిట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రీ బోర్వెల్ ఫ్రమ్ ది గవర్నమెంట్ అక్రాస్ ది స్టేట్. అప్లాండ్ ఏరియాలో సహజంగానే మరి నదీ పరివాహక ప్రాంతాలు కాదు, వాళ్ళకి ఫ్రీ బోర్వెల్.